I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and safety to all the Akim out there pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. This is Revelations chapter 14 and verse 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, which Babylon is another name for the nation of Edom. All right. That great city. And that's the proof right there, because Israel is known as that holy city. Okay. And this is just another name for the nation of Edom. Okay. This is not referring to a place. Okay. So when it says Babylon is fallen meaning the so-called white race is fallen, like the scriptures prophesy Esau going down, going into slavery. Okay. That great city, because she have made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, in which that wine is referring to the philosophies, man. All right. Of the nation of Edom. All right, of the so-called white man and his philosophies. All right. And it's referring to all nations, including Israel, man, because the majority of our people, you Israelites, are drunk off the philosophies of the so-called white man. All right. Which the word Babylon go back to confusion. All right. And that's what the so-called white man and his philosophies, all right, is set up to do: confuse you, to deceive you. All right. So let's get the next scripture here in Isaiah, because this is the main point. Chapter 47, Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. All right, we're going to start at verse 1 just to get the context of what the chapter is talking about. All right, it's referring to Babylon. Okay, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin, daughter of Babylon." All right, referring to the so-called white man, woman, and child. Okay, the whole white race. All right, which is the nation of Edom, the Edomites. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. All right. So basically, let me jump down to the main point. I'm gonna jump down to the main point. And it says, verse 12, "Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries." Okay, because the so-called white man, he used many ways, all right, to deceive you, all right, to push his witchcraft, to put spells on you people, all right. And that's why it says in Revelations, all right, it talks about that wine, his philosophies, okay, and he has a multitude of them. All right, and some of those sorceries is is you could say rap music. All right, you got the feminist movement. You got Egyptology. You have college. All right, you have the so-called white man in his movies. His all these are set up. All right, all these different philosophies that the so-called religion, that's one of the main ones. But that's just one. All right. And the purpose of this lesson, going back to the earth being flat as the Bible described it. Okay. Described it. All right. Before the so-called white man came in power, the nation of Edom. All right. Babylon, mystery Babylon, to confuse you, to bring confusion into the world. All right. So religion is one of those sorceries that the so-called white man used, all right, to make you people drunk. And it's referring to all nations, all right? Even the majority of you Israelites, all right? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're drunk off the wine of the so-called white man, okay? Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou, Salakia, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Verse 13, which is the point. Okay, this is the point right here. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Okay, just like the previous verse, the so-called white man, the nation of Edom. All right, they have a multitude of counsels. All right, And one of those counsels, let me show you a picture right here before we read the rest of the verse. One of those counsels is what you're seeing on the screen. These are ancient depictions of the earth. And as you can see, from the Egyptians all the way to the Hebrews, the Israelites, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, even the Incas and the Navajos and the Mayans, okay, Hindu, all right, which they're one of the oldest so-called religions, all right. Even they knew that the earth was flat as the Bible described it, with the firmament over it, okay. But as you can see, when the so-called white man, all right, Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, all right, brought confusion into the world, and that's why they're referred to as Babylon, because Babylon means confusion. Okay, that's what Babylon means. All right, it's just a metaphor. It's poetry, man. Okay, it's a riddle. All right, it's a dark saying. It's a proverb. Okay, so back to the point. Before the so-called white man got in power, okay, these are the ancient depictions of the earth, as the Bible describes it, okay, as the Bible describes it, okay. And this globe only came in effect once Babylon came into power to bring what? Confusion. That's what the so-called white man is set up to do. So going back, in which this is a prophecy here in Isaiah chapter 47. All right, this is prophecy, and the Lord warned us, all right, that this is what the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, would do. Okay, so it says, "Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels," and one of their counsels is NASA. And I advise you, brothers, to look up the word NASA in Hebrew. All right. Look up the word NASA in Hebrew, which it means to deceive, okay? And that's what NASA was set up to do. That's what the so-called Edom, all right, the Edomites was set up to do, to deceive, to bring confusion into the world, all right? To bring confusion into the world with the multitude, all right, which mean many, of thy counsels. All right. And one of those councils is their space program. It's NASA. All right. And I like to make a point. Just like you have Christianity. All right. You have Islam. Okay. You have atheism. You have Scientology. This is a part of the so-called white man council, as well as NASA. Okay. As well as NASA. All right, he has a multitude. He has many counsels and many ways to deceive you. All right, to push his witchcraft, basically to push confusion into the earth. So it says, and this is one of his counsels: let now the astrologers, all right, and we all know what an astrologer is. All right, just for the ones who don't know, we're gonna read it in the BBE in another translation. All right. We're going to get verse 13. And it says, "But your mind is troubled by the number of your gods," meaning your counsels. All right. "Let them now come forward for your salvation, the measurers of the heavens." All right. The measurers of the heavens, astrologers, the watchers of the stars. All right, guys such as Neil deGrasse Tyson. All right, he's what we consider as an astrologer, and those who are able to say from month to month what things are coming on you. So let's go back to the KJV. Okay, and we know this is referring to the daughter of Babylon. All right, which is the nation of Edom. All right. So Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 13. "Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the strategizers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and say and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. So the Lord warned us about these about Babylon, man, that he was going to try to bring confusion. All right. And this is the confusion right here, the globe earth, man. All right. NASA. All right. That's one of the many councils that the so-called white man, all right, the nation of Edom, all right, set up to make you people drunk, man. All right. This is part of his wine that spoke of in Revelation, man. That you people, all nations, all right. And like I said, the majority of Israel, all right. You even have guys within the truth, okay, that believe in this globe theory, okay. And like I say, all nations, all ancient depictions of the earth, all right, it go back to how the scriptures describe the earth as being, man, and not a globe, not into Babylon, the old daughter of Babylon, all right, meaning brought confusion, all right, and you people drunk that wine, okay, you people drunk that wine, and you people are drunk off the multitude of counsels. Like I said, this globe theory that a lot of our people follow, that, like I say, like the scriptures say, rather, that all these nations believe in, as well as the Lord being black, all right, God loving everybody, the Lord loving everybody, those fake Jews, all right, those fake Jewish devils, those Edomites, all right, which they're part of Babylon, all right, and what are they doing? Pushing confusion in the world, all right, making the people believe that they're the Jews, all right, parading themselves as the Israelites. That's confusion, but that's just one of many of the so-called white man sorceries, man. Okay, it's counsels, okay. And NASA, like I said, I advise you brothers to look up the word NASA in Hebrew, okay, which it go back to the word meaning deceive, to deceive, all right? And that's why we call the so-called white man the devil, okay? And in the book of Revelations, when it speaks of Babylon, okay, mystery Babylon, it's referring to the nation of Edom. Why? Because they're the ones who brought the confusion, all right, with the globe earth, all right, and many more, okay. He said a multitude, all right. And the Lord warned us in Isaiah 47 about the astrologers, man. Those who was going to tell you that the earth is a water ball and gravity exists, all right, and the sun stays still and the earth revolve around the sun, which we went into that. And according to the scriptures and according to ancient ancient depictions of the earth, all right, that was never so, all right, until the nation of Edom brought confusion into the world, all right, with the multitude of his sorceries, all right. And one of those councils was NASA, all right, with one intention, to deceive the nations. All right. And like I say, and the majority of you Israelites, all right, and guys that's within Israel that's believing in this globe theory, all right, you're being deceived, all right, you're confused, all right, by the mystery Babylon. And basically that's the point, man. And I hope you brothers was edified. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.